right. I'm glad that you all are here. This is our first official listing week dun, 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 of the 90-day print on demand challenge. So I sent out an email to everyone who registered. And I want to go over that briefly so that we're all on the same page as we begin this journey of being consistent for 90 days. Trust me, I get it. I'm like, what did I sign up for? I did the same thing. But it's all good. It really is. All right, so let me pull up the email. I did unmute everybody. So if you didn't get a chance to listen to the first session, this is an interactive class. This is us talking together, masterminding together, troubleshooting together, and all of that jazz. So I want to make sure we are all on the same page. And I'm going to share my screen so that we can begin to talk about openly and honestly, as much as you want to share, what some of your decisions were. So the first week I talked about my why. Why am I doing this 90-day challenge? Why am I subjecting myself to this? It's okay. It's a good thing. 90 days of consistency is a good thing. I mean, I feel like I'm fairly consistent anyway. So, but, just exposing all of my fun stuff to the world and letting people see. So I did reach out to my son who's in the other room, and I said, look, I need you to go check my accounts to see what number they're at, so that way I'm starting from scratch as much as possible. So in any case, my why is my son. That was the reason why I said I was doing this 90-day print on demand challenge. And the reason I'm doing is because I can only imagine what it's going to be like for him at the end of the 90 days. If I'm consistent, and I will be consistent, I will probably stay up late just to be consistent. But what that money that comes from being consistent for 90 days will do towards a down payment on a car for him, because he's about to be 18. And he is so gung-ho about driving, even though we've been practice driving for almost a year and a half. Y'all, I'm just going to be honest. A year and a half of practice driving. Most kids are like, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. No, we've been a year and a half, because he has some depth perception challenges. That's what happens when you have a child with disability. So anyway, my goal is to have a nice amount of money to be able to put down on a car for him, or just to be able to hand you hopefully have had a chance to think about your why and what you're doing this for and why you're subjecting yourself to this. Have you had a chance to think about what your why is, or what are you working towards for the next 90 days? So I think I've unmuted everybody. If I haven't unmuted you, I apologize. So does anybody else want to share?
I have this is Kathy. I have set a certain amount of money that I wanted to save so I can put it toward paying a large amount of work for the house.
Okay.
Not so much large work, but to replace like my water heater and a couple of things.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
Yeah,
So we'll be cheering you on like cheerleaders. That you get that money to start working on the house. I get it. I got work to do. I got to replace all the front shrubs. I got to do something with the grass. I got to replace my roof. So I'm trying not to think about any of that. Yes, but I get it.
I went through the whole video. The whole video again. I learned more every time. It was eye-opening.
Well, I'm glad it was eye-opening. My goal is always to be a blessing to people and to be as transparent as I can possibly be, whenever possible. I mean, sometimes I can't be 100% transparent. It just depends on what's happening in my world, but I want everybody to win. So does anybody else want to share what their why is or what they're working towards? Anyone else? You want to unmute, just share?
Good evening. It's Robin here.
Good evening, Robin.
Okay, my why started out just as wanting to make some extra money so I can travel the way I want to.
Mhm.
But then I had a little issue in the house. So now the why is a combination of that and money to get these ceilings fixed. I got to get 3 ceilings fixed in my house.
Ah,
'Cause I had a little house water issue.
I have to share a picture at some point because that was really what happened to us. I had to patch my roof last, I feel like it was October or November or somewhere around Halloween or Thanksgiving, somewhere off in there. And so, yeah, we had water coming down the wall, and Texas thunderstorms, especially Dallas Fort Worth thunderstorms, are not very forgiving when they are hardcore. They are not. So I feel you on that one. I got to
So it's a
replace my
combination
entire
of
roof.
need and fun.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. So that makes it bearable if it's a combination of need and fun. So that makes it bearable. That's good.
Yeah, because I don't want to let go of my traveling thing. I want to travel when I wanted to have the money so I can travel and not be traveling and penny pinching like, oh, I can do this, but I can't do that. So that was the first why. But then when this whole thing happened with the ceilings, I was like, well, I'm not going to kick out the first why. We'll just have to use a combination.
There you go. I agree 1000%. Well, we're going to be cheering you on as well. And we'll be praying about that. We do have our Sunday Bible study. So we will be praying about that in the Bible study for both you and Miss Kathy. So does anybody else want to share their why? If you don't want to, you don't have to. It's just an invitation. I want this to be as interactive as possible. So if not, if you want to share, you can unmute. I'm going to move on. So the objective is to visualize what your life will look like or what things will feel like. What is the energy, the excitement? What's going to be the momentum for the next 90 days? What will that feel like when you achieve that goal? It's going to be wonderful getting the roof and the patches of the roof repaired and getting the money for the house and getting money for the car and being able to go on vacation. All of those are going to be wonderful things. And so we can just close our eyes and visualize what that'll be like. And I want you to hold on to that when you run into the obstacles of life, because you're going to run into them. There's always going to be something. There's going to be a flat tire, maybe something's weird's going to happen with the stove. You're going to need to repair something. A friend of mine just recently broke a leg. I was like, really? So it's like you're just not expecting the unexpected. And that's the one thing I can guarantee, that something interesting, unexpected, and unwanted is going to happen in the next 90 days. And so where we have the opportunity to be able to put, I don't know, plans in place, solutions in place, contingency plans in place to deal with the unexpected, let's do that. But where we don't have, there's going to be times where we just don't have the opportunity to do that. So going through the questions that were sent out from last week, what is the platform that you're going to commit? And you can change this, but as your starting off point for your first 4 weeks of this fun journey, what is the platform, at least the first 4 weeks? You can, continue on. What's the platforms that you all are going to sell on? So and you can type them in the chat if you want to, if you don't want to talk. I am going to be selling on Amazon, Etsy, eBay, and Bonanza. I might throw in some Facebook Marketplace, but I think those are going to be my 4, and I'm going to most likely stick with those 4 for the entire 12 weeks. Anyone else?
It says the chat's disabled.
Oh, is it?
That's what it says here.
Well, why is the chat disabled?
But okay, this is Robin again. Right now, I'm gonna do eBay and Etsy. Those are the 2 I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I might try something else, but I'm not sure yet. But I'm definitely gonna do those 2.
Okay, there we go. Hopefully the chat is enabled right now. So you're gonna do eBay and Etsy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I might add another one later, but I think eBay and Etsy are the first 2 I'm gonna try.
All right. Okay, anyone else want to share?
This is Anissa.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna do eBay and I'm going to do Poshmark.
All right.
And Bonanza. Bonanza's ordered because Bonanza you can just export your listings from eBay.
Yep.
It's just always there. So
it's always there in the background. Why not? Yep.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to add Bonanza then. I didn't know that. I
Yeah,
learned
there's an
something new.
automatic integration that's already built into eBay. It's been there for years, and you can just turn it on, activate it, and then once you do that, your listings will be synced up to Bonanza, and it's a delivered functionality, which is great.
Okay, I added a third one, Bonanza.
All right, anyone else want to share?
This is Kathy. I'm going to do eBay and Amazon and looking at the Bonanza integration, but I have to do a couple more things to make sure I can get on there. I mean, I
Okay.
know I have to have like my own phone number and all that kind of stuff. So
All right, eBay and Amazon. All right, those are good. Anyone else want to share? All right, the next one, the next question was, what's your listing method going to be? So for me, I said last week, I'm going to stick with what I said last week. I'm going to be selling things that I already have. I might sprinkle in a little bit of retail arbitrage from time to time because sometimes I just see a bundle and I'm just like so excited. But I have enough Easter stuff that's in my storage unit because I always buy after holiday clearance. So I'm going to be selling stuff that's in my storage unit, my garage, and in my house, in addition to doing print on demand, lots of print on demand. So those are going to be my e-commerce methods. What are your e-commerce methods going to be for the next 90 days or for the next 12 weeks?
this is Kathy. I'm going to do retail arbitrage, what I have in my profit pile, and auction.
Okay. All right. Dabbling in the auction. I'm excited about that.
Yes.
Okay. Now, are you going to do like regular eBay auction? Are you going to try Whatnot? What are you going to try? What are you going to do?
Oh, I'm going to do regular eBay auctions
Okay. All
and
right.
integrate that with the others. And then I will probably, one of my, I guess it's an arbitrage way or whatever it is, I will buy from auctions as well.
Oh, okay. All right. That's actually a good idea sometimes. Okay. We'd love to do some print on demand. Robin, you can do some print on demand. Okay. Anyone else?
This is Anissa. What did I write down? I think I was going to do thrifting. I live about maybe 10 minutes from the bins.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where you kind of have to plan to go
Yep.
because you never know what you're going to find. And then as soon as you bring it home, it has to go right into the wash. So that is a plan of action. And I currently do online estate auctions as well.
Okay. Oh my gosh. I should interview you sometime. Estate auction. Kelly likes estate auctions. She likes to go to estate sales, and then she does a couple other things. I don't know if she does enough online, but I know that she goes physically there to the estate sales and stuff like that.
Yeah, the online,
Yeah,
I haven't done
one
any in-person ones, but the online ones are pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
I go to the in-person ones. This is Robin. I like the in-person estate sales. Those are cool. So I do that. And what did you say about another auction place other than eBay? You mentioned or something. I didn't hear it.
Oh, I said Whatnot. When she said auctions, like Whatnot is
Okay.
a popular auction site right now that some sellers are selling on, depending on what it is that you're selling and whether or not there's an audience built for that. But yeah.
Okay. But yeah, going to estate sales is fun. It is. I like doing the in-person ones. I haven't done online. I may have to try that.
Well, and I'm going to just a sidebar note. This year, my goal, I'm in a Dallas Fort Worth. I don't know where everybody else is. I know Kathy's here, and I know Amy is here, but I don't know where everybody else is. But this year, for the last couple of years, we've been trying to get to an Amazon warehouse. So I'm putting that on the list for our second Saturday visit. Also doing going to the bins in Arlington on the second Saturday, and then also getting everybody out to the Dallas Market Center and the warehouse district. So hopefully, if you all happen to be in the area, you can come out and we'll all go to these places together. We're also going to have a live event, but that's a sidebar. But I'm just saying our second Saturday, because we used to have meetups all the time. And, with COVID and then me not being able to walk without passing out every 15 seconds, it's like, okay. So going to the bins, I'm looking forward to that. So I'm going to come back and tell Anissa what we found if we get to go to the bins before this 90-day challenge is up.
That'll be definitely exciting to hear. I've only been once, and it was definitely an experience. But yeah,
We
had
had
fun.
we had a place that was similar to the bins that was actually in Allen, and it closed. I hate that, but it was very similar to the bins where it was just a bunch of stuff, and you was first come first serve, and you know they have that whole price drop comes out on this day, and the price continues to drop, and then it's 25 cents. It's like, this is crazy. So yeah, it closed. I don't know why it closed, but it should still be open because it was closer than driving all the way to Arlington. So I'll let you know how it
I'll
goes.
have to see if there's any bins and stuff. I'll have to see if there's any bins and Amazon places around here. I'm in the New York, New Jersey area,
Okay.
like New York City. So I'll have to look and see what they have around here.
I
Well,
know there are bins in the Bronx. I mean, not Bronx, I think Brooklyn, because I met someone at an eBay event, and she does, she said she lives in Brooklyn, and she said there are bins in Brooklyn, but I think there are also bins in the Bronx too.
Okay.
there you
Uh-huh.
go. The one warning
right.
that I did have, and I learned on my own, is that you probably should bring your own pair of gloves just in case, because you're going to be digging through some stuff. So
Okay.
just bring some gloves.
Definitely, for sure.
Bring some gloves. I mean, we have a place called Dirt Cheap here in the Dallas. We have a couple of them in the Dallas Fort Worth area. It's very similar to going to the bins, although they don't mark the price down and down and down and down and down. But you do need to wear gloves, especially if you go to the one off in Allen. Like, oh my goodness, like, okay, I'm gonna have to wear some gloves or put on a bodysuit to come in here. But you can find some good stuff. I found a boatload of Christmas stockings in there. I was digging and digging and digging and digging and digging, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I got probably close to 300 Christmas stockings and dirt cheap. So these were character Christmas stockings. That's why I care, which are like the Disney and the Paw Patrol and Peppa Pig, all of those. So yeah, they were in good shape too. So bins are worth the visit. Okay, so if you didn't get to share what method you intend to focus on, you can write it in your own notebook. Keep it to yourself. We'll come back. We'll check in with you. And how many hours are you going to commit to listing? Not working your business. You know, you might be working in your business 15 hours a week, and of the 15 hours a week, you're going to list for 5 or so. How many hours are you going to commit? Now, that should match up to your ultimate goal of how many listings you intend to create each day. So now the rubber meets the road. So I told everybody already, if you don't want to speak up, I'll go ahead and speak up for a little bit. I said I was committing to, my goal was to get to 500. I really wanted to get to 1,000, but I knew with the crazy schedule of my son's track that was probably not going to be doable to say for right now until his track is over. So right now they got him on junior varsity, which I don't understand. He should be on varsity, but that's okay. So since he's JV, he should be done by March the 31st, which means I got all of April to try and play catch up so I can double down in April. I'm still going to keep it at 500, but I might actually shoot for 1,000 and double up on my listings in April. So at 500 divided by 3 months is 166 a month. 166 a month divided by 4 weeks in the month is 41 a week. I think I said 42 in the last meeting. So 42, if I list 7 days a week, then that's 6 listings a day. If I list 6 days a week, that's 7 listings a day. And if I list 5 days a week, that's 8.4 listings a day. So my goal is either to have 6 or 7 listings every single day and to work 6 to 7 days per week doing listings. So with that being said, I'm going to commit no less than 1 hour, 1 hour, 7 days a week. So that's 7 hours. So I know that I can create 7 listings in an hour. I mean, that's easy for me. Sorry, it is. I just have to get back into the swing of things. I used to create my own eBay listing. So, you know, I just have to, you know, I guess do some stretches and prepare to list myself because I'm used to other people doing my listings and other stuff. So what are your numbers? How many hours are you going to work and how many listings are you committing for your milestone, what is your 3-month goal? And then what is your weekly and month and daily goal? So what are you shooting for?
I'm actually somewhat similar to you, about an hour, specifically 5 items a day. There's 35 items per week and 175 items a month. My sourcing day would be on Sunday because that's when they have like the, at one of the Goodwills, they have, the last color of the week, I think is like everything is on sale for $1.
Oh, awesome.
So I got to get back to that, but I have an inventory right now that I need to wash and list and stuff like that because I just moved. So I'm going to be working on trying to clear all of that stuff up. And I did, I don't know, I think I did about 15 items today that I
Awesome. High
photographed.
five.
So
Okay. I love that. And I am
I
with you.
love it too.
Go ahead.
I said I love it too. Congratulations.
thank you. I'm working on it.
You know, my thing is I want to add in, I have one POD thing that I put up, like actually 5 or 6 years ago, and I just go in and change the date every year, and I want to do more POD, but I have a little bit of a learning curve on it, so I can't say, I mean, I guess I could throw out a number and say, I'm going to do this many listings, but I have to learn how to do it before I can do the listings. And I mean, I've shipped for Amazon, I've shipped 225 packages in the last day and a half. So, it's hard for me. I know it's a listing challenge and I got in here to motivate myself. And I'm thinking about cross listing, but I've forgotten all the tools you can use for that. Like I'm thinking about putting, some of my Amazon stuff on eBay, and that kind of thing, but I've forgotten how to do all that because it's been so long since I've done eBay or used the multi-lister. And so I'm kind of like, it's just, I mean, I've been busy for the past, I don't know how many packages. I had a helper today and yesterday, and I don't know how many packages I packed Friday. I had a lot, and I've got to get organized. And so I could say a number, but I don't know that I could completely commit to it. I guess I could be flexible.
Welcome to Real Life with Robin Ransom. In today's
Somebody is talking in the background. Well, what you can do, Amy, is you can have an ultimate goal that you want to hit over the next 12 weeks. And so maybe your ultimate goal is you want to at least create, 500 listings or 1,000 listings, whatever your number is. And then you decide how you want to work that. You may have one of those days where, like today, Anissa was talking about she's going to, took 12 pictures today. I don't know if she created 12 listings, but she at least took 12 pictures. So you can decide, okay, I'm going to have the flexibility, but I'm going to hit my ultimate goal at the end of 12 weeks.
Okay.
If that works for you, because I know that you are also on the road. And so
Well, I'm not going to be traveling much anymore. I got offered a really good deal Saturday and I ran over and got some stuff, but I'm going to be more settled now. So it's just something I do more like after Christmas and January. I mean, it may be one trip here or there, but I'm pretty settled. It's just, I'd forgotten all the different cross listing tools, and I'm like, I really want to get these listings on multi-platform. And I got to start, I don't know if you have any suggestions for multi-listers or not, or, I mean, do I just need to do a separate listing on eBay? I mean, I don't even know. It's been so long since I've done that.
Well, the key, the first part, we are jumping ahead just a little bit. So the first part is just creating the listing somewhere. So if you're going to create the listing somewhere, if you want to create that listing, let's say you're going to create the listings on Amazon, that's fine. Then your cross listers, I mean, there's a few of them. There's, Listing Mirror and Oh God, I had the others, but anyway, I can come up with the list of the ones that are from
I'll
Amazon.
just schedule a call for this week sometime and we can go over it then.
Okay, but I think the point that I'm trying to get at is you got to figure out how many you're going to list. Cross listing and just creating a listing are two different things. So cross listing is just sharing the existing listing that you already started off with to another platform. And that is, that you can do at any time. I'm talking about creating the listing itself. So those are two different actions.
I'm gonna commit to figuring out this POD thing and possibly going back and doing eBay again. And I'm gonna commit to 1,000 listings.
All right, high five. 1,000. Okay.
Now, I don't know if it's gonna be like I'm doing 500 in the last week,
Well, 1,000 listings, I can tell you, is going to be close to like 82 to 85 listings a week. And so if you can keep that momentum, that's great. If you can't keep that momentum, you can come back and tell us. Because 500 listings is close to around 42 listings a week, depending on the number of days in which you're listing and all that other stuff. But it's about 41 to 42 listings a week.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try it.
All right. I'm high-fiving you virtually. You got this. So how many hours are you going to work to just list? Not work in your business, because we know there's other things that we do in our businesses. We've got to do.
I don't know how long it's gonna take me to do the listings yet, because I don't know, if it's gonna be 1,000 POD listings, or it's gonna be some eBay, or,
Okay.
probably not gonna be doing Amazon listings. I don't know. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, or you could be just piggybacking off of his listing on Amazon. Those are the easiest listings in the world, because you literally just scan and list.
Oh yeah, well, I could try to go buy more inventory and count that too.
Yeah, because it's scan and list at that point. Okay.
Count if you inventory, you have to go back and inventory your stuff because you've got so much stuff, you've got it all messed up. I guess that doesn't count, right?
No, that does not count.
I can't find 4 items. I have 1,000 something items, and I can't find 4. And it made me, anyway, I don't want to talk about it right now. I don't
Okay.
want to distract, but
Okay.
yeah, I got to get it some kind of organization going there.
All right. Well, so you said 1,000. So just know your number is somewhere between 82 and 85. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. And you'll probably just think about it, and we'll talk next week to see what your number is. Does anybody else want to share? And you have to think about how many hours you're willing to commit to list. Because yes, POD listings can be fast, but you got to create the product, and then you can do variations on them and create the listings pretty fast. But
Right.
you got to create the product. And that, for me, I always like set aside at least 10 minutes to do a design. And then that way I can create the listings pretty quick.
What do you use, Canva, or what?
I use Canva. Yeah, all day.
Right,
I do.
See,
I
that's
do.
the other one. I may have to learn that. I may have to hire experts to teach me this crap. I don't know, but I mean, it's not crap, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, we do have that coming up. But yeah, Canva is my favorite. So I can do a design in Canva. I don't know if you saw the workshop inside of Academy. I don't know, Kathy can tell you. I don't know how quickly I did.
I was on there with Kathy.
Yeah, it doesn't take long to do.
Kathy's like, are you going to go in there? And then I was on there. Yeah. Kathy's one of my favorite people in the whole world, like you, both of you.
But yeah, you can do Canva. So we can talk about that offline. I do want to know what everybody else's numbers are. So we've got Anissa gave us her numbers, and Amy gave us her numbers, her target numbers, how many hours she's going to work and how many listings. So who else wants to share?
This is Kathy. I'm going to do 30 listings a week. I'm going to work 10 hours on listing. The other piece of that listing will not be included because I'll be doing prep and setup.
Okay. So what's your goal? What's your goal at the end of this challenge?
My goal at the end of the challenge is it's 120, so what, 480.
Okay. You're going to be just, all right. Okay. Go for it, girl.
So low.
You
I
got
feel like
this.
my goal is so low listening to all of y'all. This is
No,
rough.
it's okay. Look, this is not a competition. The only person you're competing with is yourself. This is not a competition. You're
Okay, my
on.
goal was 250.
That's a good number. We commend that number, 250. All right. And so
Great number.
that's a
Go
great
for it.
number. And how many are you going to create each week and each day?
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out. I can only do 5 days a week. So I was trying
Okay.
to do, like you said, that's 250
Yeah.
divided by 3, right?
Yep.
Then when you divide the 3, there's 4 weeks. So you got to divide that by 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to do 5 days. So then I divide that by 5 days, right?
Yep.
Okay, so it says 4.166667. So
Okay.
that's roughly like 4 a day.
4 a day, 4 or 5 a day. That's good. That's commendable. Do not think badly about that. That's perfect.
Awesome.
Okay. It
Okay.
sounds good.
Okay.
I love it.
And I got to get better with my listing. So I'm going to give myself an hour and a half just to list, because I have to talk myself, because then I start trying to make everything look perfect. So I got to work on that.
Well, this is my challenge to you. I want you to time yourself for the first 2 weeks of the challenge, and then time
Okay.
yourself for the last 2 weeks of the challenge. Hopefully, with the consistency by the last 2 weeks of the challenge, that hour and a half is probably going to go down to 45 minutes, or it
Okay.
may even go down to 30 minutes, and you'll be in a state of shock.
Okay. I can commit to that.
Yeah,
You hear
because
that in this, just so you make sure I'm doing it.
Yes, ma'am.
He's my other accountability partner.
there you go, because repetition helps you to get better at things. It's kind of like, jogging. The first time you go for a jog, you almost pass out. But after you do it several times over several weeks, it's like, oh my gosh, my endurance is better. I'm much faster now. My times are better. So you're going to get faster. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Time
right.
first 2 weeks.
So if anybody else wants to share, you're welcome to share. If you don't want to share, that's fine. But I do want you to establish some goals for yourself, so that when we talk next week, we know what we're all like internally. We know what we're shooting for, what we verbally committed to doing, and then where we are. So I'm going to be honest, this week is going to be terribly hard for me. That means that tomorrow I got to create all my listings, possibly. And that's because Thursday my son has a track meet, and Friday my other son is going to Night to Shine, and then Saturday we're going to a Toby Mac concert, and I also have a special needs conference I have to go to. So I'm like, when are you gonna have time to list? Like, because you're gonna be in the car and traveling, and the Metroplex is huge, and I'm going all the way from Frisco to Arlington and then to Grand Prairie, and then like it's a lot of driving. So I'm like, you're not gonna have a lot of time. So for me, I'm probably going to have to create a significant number of listings tomorrow, and then do maybe 1 or 2 on the way to the track meet, and 1 or 2 on the way to the concert and to Night to Shine and all of that, so that I can at least give the platforms what they love. So that my tip for you this week is that the platforms do love consistency. And if you can create a listing every day, no matter what, you're going to have a better chance of getting more traction to your listings and more traction to your stores, regardless of the platform, because the platforms want to see that you're serious. So even if you have to do a bulk listing of 15 or 20 listings on one day, save some out so that you can release one on, the next day and the next day and the next day. If you happen to have a crazy schedule like I have this week, my schedule will not be like this next week. It just happens to be this week that everything is falling at the same time. And then of course we got the Super Bowl on Sunday, which I just found out today that the Super Bowl is on Sunday. That is just how much I have not been paying attention to anything. Because I'm doing wills and I'm doing trust and I'm going out there and getting life insurance. Like, I got a lot of stuff going on. I have objectives for the first half of the year. And so I'm trying to burn through the objectives so that the rest of the year is clear for me. So if you happen to find yourself in a situation where you know that you got a lot of stuff coming up in 1 week, do your best, even if you have to create draft listings, do your best to release at least 1 new listing every single day, no matter what. Okay, you do have the ability to create draft listings or save your listings on eBay. You have the ability to save your listings on Amazon. You can release them later. You don't have, and you can do a lot of stuff through the app for both of the platforms, since most of us mentioned eBay and Amazon. Poshmark, if I think you can save drafts. It's been a while since I played in Poshmark, and Macari, I know you can do that. And Facebook Market, like you get to a certain point and they just want you to publish. So I'm just saying that know what you can do on your platform so that way you can at least save drafts. That's going to help you to get more momentum and eyes on your listing, because the algorithms like consistency. They like new listings. They want to showcase new listings. Okay.
Can I just say something? I think with the winter seller update, you can schedule your listings for free now, I think, on eBay.
Okay.
Whereas before they would charge you, I think it was 25 cents to schedule your listings out. So I'm gonna actually try that feature and just try to like at least schedule 2 per day, so that at least if I can't get to the 5, then at
Mhm.
least I have 2
Going live.
being right, going live.
I love it.
So
High five. High five. I just normally, I've been doing templates, or not templates, but saving drafts. I'm just used to that. So I just open up my phone. I'll be at the dentist office and just release the listing because it's easier. But yeah, I had not paid attention to that. Kelly probably paid attention to that more than me, because I'm old school. Once you get used to doing something one way, it's like, oh, there's a new feature. I guess I better go look at that. So good to know. Thanks for sharing.
you're welcome.
Okay, so that is the one tip I do want to tell you guys. And so if you can commit to doing that, write down your number, put it on the wall. One of the things I do is I try to put a sticky on my desk. I have a sticky that's like in the bathroom, and I have a sticky in my bedroom, so that way I know this is my commitment, and I'm reminded wherever I go. And a small sticky, make it a bright color. So you look up and go, oh yeah, that's my listings. I got to make sure I get that today. So prepare yourself for success. We're all about to start. So I guess this is the place where we go ready, set, go. We're going to take off and create our listings. So my goal is to get through several listings over the next 48 hours, I guess, so that way I at least have drafts for the rest of the week. So good luck to us all. Is there anything else you want to share or ask or talk about before we convene? And so next week, it's going to be a short meeting. It's going to be 30 minutes, and we're going to keep each other accountable, and we're going to talk about where we are. And even if we didn't get what we wanted to get done this week, we're still going to celebrate what we did get done. So does anybody else want to talk or share anything or ask any questions? All right.
So we're creating high travel.
We're what?
So for creating your print on demand stuff, you use Canva, you said?
Yes. I use Canva. I do Canva all the time to create designs. And I don't do anything elaborate or exciting or interesting. I don't always remember who's in Academy and who's not. But if you're in Academy, I did do a training I showed how to create a design. I literally went out to Etsy. I saw something that I liked. I made something similar to it. I changed the colors on it. I stacked them up and I put them on a mug. And I put them on a t-shirt and I put it on a canvas bag. And I don't know, I think I did that in under 15 minutes.
Okay.
But it's because I've played with the tool for so long, and I'm just doing basic stuff. I'm not doing anything terribly elaborate. So I think that makes it a whole lot easier when you're not doing anything terribly elaborate. So, and there's a lot
Like I know how to use Canva for like ebooks and stuff, but not for like print on demand, like mugs and t-shirts. Like I know how to do ebooks and stuff like that in Canva. So I guess if I can learn that, I can learn how to do t-shirts.
I mean, you can definitely learn. So let me just see. I don't know what's in here right now. So I think I did in I have so many projects because my VAs, I have 5 people in my account. So there's literally five of us that use this account. So some of the stuff that's in here is me. So, and some of it is other people. So this was the design I did in our class. And then I attached it to a t-shirt, a mug, and a canvas bag. Like, you know, so
Okay.
it wasn't
Well, that
anything.
seems pretty simple.
Yeah, it was terribly simple. It just had a little heart up there and love in 3 different colors, and that was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So just basic, nothing elaborate, and somebody somewhere will like it. I thought the bag was the best one. That was my favorite. But again, what I like and what other people like are 2 different things. So I'm just like, just put it on everything. So
Okay.
Do you think my listing challenge is too ambitious? Think maybe I should do a lower one and then like go over if I go over?
um I I want you to do what you feel is realistic based on what you're already doing. Because right now you're probably already doing high volumes. You just probably have not really.
I think right now on Amazon I have, I don't know, close to 200 SKUs, something like that. And I mean, it's not like super high, but
Well, what you might do is just for 1 week, just do what you normally do today and write down your numbers. And then based on what you do
well, I
today,
haven't been buying. Mostly I'm just, I need to get organized. And I want to look at these other platforms. And so therefore I have a little bit of a learning curve, so it's like, do I say, okay, this first week or two, I'm going to really, maybe do some consults, because like when I did eBay, I hired some lady who was proficient in eBay to give me an hour's time and, give me the ins and outs. So it's like, and I'm not opposed to doing that. And when I did Amazon, I did the same thing. So it's like, do it. And I've got somebody that does my uploads and she only charges like 15 an hour and I can have her like walk me through a bunch of stuff. So I'm like, do I say, okay, I'm not going to do listings or I'm going to start doing listings this week. And then I guess I can make it up later, but I don't want to have such a high goal that I just say, F it, basically.
well, you're only competing against you. That's the first thing. I always want you to remember that it's not about anybody else's number. The second thing, it really is not. It's not about anybody else's number. It's about your number and what you're really shooting for, because your why is hopefully your driver. Why am I
Well,
doing?
the thing is I don't have children at home anymore. I don't have another job. So I have time,
Okay. So that means you have the capacity to be able to do 80 listings in a week.
Right.
You have the ability to do that. I mean, I don't have another job either. So I
Right.
have the ability to do it, but I'm multitasking because I'm running eCom sellers and I'm also running Achieve Digital Marketing. So I'm running like 3 different businesses. So
Right.
I have to split my time 3 different ways in addition to being a mom. So I get it.
Mhm.
So you just have to decide on your own. And then you also need to, I would not let the fact that, you feel like you're behind the 8 ball stop you, because look, I physically haven't created a listing on eBay in like 2 years. 2 years.
It's probably been a year or more for me.
Okay. So I'm just gonna stretch my fingers and pop some knuckles and get in there and start typing. I'm gonna figure it out. I mean, I know how to create listings on eBay. I train my people whenever I hire a new person. I've gone through 2 different VAs. So I do the listings with them, but I don't finish the listing because
Gotcha.
they do the work for me. So I train them because I've already recorded videos on how to create listings. So I know how to create listings. I know what I'm looking for. I know what the titles need to look like, the images, the descriptions, all that stuff. But me physically doing it from beginning to end, I haven't done that in almost 2 years. So I'm starting at the same place as everybody else right now. I'm starting as if I was a new person. The only difference is I do know what I'm doing on eBay, meaning I know what eBay likes and what it needs for me to get eyeballs on my listing. So that's the only unfair advantage. But outside of that, like, it's been a while since I started from the beginning to the end on a listing. Because
Maybe I
everybody
need
does
to
the work
maybe
for
I
me.
need to get a call with you and run through what update on eBay since I haven't been doing eBay in a long time. Or maybe Miss Kathy will help me. I don't know.
Like my VA will tell me, hey, Nicole, they added a new field. What do you want me to put there? And I'm like, well, show me. And then we get on a Google Meet and she shows me the new field. I'm like, oh, let me go see what's supposed to go there. I'm like, oh, that's a new field. Like that's the kind of stuff I'm going to run into stuff because I started on eBay back in 2014. So of course it's evolved. It's evolved a lot. And do I know what it looks like? Yeah. Do I know how to create a listing? Yeah. But I haven't done it all by myself in 2 years.
Right.
Yeah.
I started on there in 2012, but I've pretty much done Amazon, but I know how to do it. And I'm like,
No,
you
don't
know,
you're talking
multiple
yourself out of
streams
it.
of income, you know.
What you are doing right now, Amy, is what I call talking yourself out of this. You got this. No matter how rusty we are, we got this.
Well, my only concern is that's a large number, and I don't want to put myself in a position where, you know, I freak out and fail because it's like, oh, well, it's such a high number. But I mean, there's no reason why I can't do that. And that's what popped into my head. And it's like, you know, go for it. You know?
Well, sometimes God plants a number for you. So if it popped in your head, it could be him, or it's okay.
Right.
You're only competing with yourself. So don't talk yourself out of it. You're
Well,
fine.
if Kathy can work full time and do 480, I don't see why I can't do 1,000.
Well, there you go.
Amy, you
Kathy will
got this.
motivate. Maybe Kathy
You got
will
this,
motivate.
Amy.
You got this, Amy.
Yeah, call a sister. Kathy, call a sister.
Call a sister. You got it.
You got it, Kathy. You got this, Amy. You got it. 1,000. You gonna do it, girl.
Yep.
Aw,
You
thank
got it. You just need to stop talking. You're in your head right now. Get out of your head and just go get in front of a computer and start typing. That's all that matters. We're
Right.
just going to type. We're going to
Do what you do best and don't even think about it.
There you go. That's right. We're going to type for an hour or 2 hours every day. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So I may discover something, be like, you guys, did y'all know that there was this other field? They'll be like, yeah, Nicole, we know. I'll be like, well, I didn't see that. But again, when somebody else is doing it for you, it just makes it so much easier. So I get to do it with you. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fine. All right. So with that, as a basketball team does, whenever they're about to go out on the court, we're going to do a fast break. We're in. Let's go.
That's right.
We got it. We got it.
You got it.
All the basketball players are on the court now. We're going to come back. We're going to talk again next week. And everybody's going to tell us how their game is going. How far, how many rebounds did you have? How many baskets did you make? You know, how many steals?
I love it.
Yep. So with that, you all have an amazingly blessed and successful day and week. And if at any point you need to talk to me, you want to ask any questions, you want to tell me something, you want to whatever, feel free to reach out to me. Just get the listing up. And then from there, if you have a cross listing tool, feel free to use it. But you got to do the baseline. What's counting as part of the challenge is the base listing, the initial listing. So with that, you all have a blessed week.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Thank
All right.
you. Love
All
you.
right.
God bless you.
All right. You guys have a blessed one. Bye-bye.
Okay. I was gonna ask her about a listing tool.
Oh, well, go ahead and ask me about the listing tool.
I just saw that. I heard people talking about listing tools and stuff. I don't have a listing tool. I guess I should use one. Do you have any that you recommend? I use.
Well, I'm not going to use a listing tool. I'm going to manually list for this challenge. I think that's, because again, it's going to give me the opportunity to get back and look at the field.
Okay.
There are listing tools out there. So the other thing is all the platforms will allow you to upload a spreadsheet. So if you didn't know that, you have the ability, like you can do a spreadsheet on eBay. You just have to put it in the correct format. Amazon will accept a spreadsheet as well. So you have to put it in the right format in order to upload it. And then you can turn on the integration on Bonanza so that from eBay, so that way it just pushes it over from eBay to Bonanza automatically for you.
Okay.
So
Well, I'm going to do the listings manually this time, but then after the challenge, you could recommend listing tools. How about that?
There's a few listing tools. Yeah, and I'll actually bring some. I'll bring a list for next week so we can talk about all the listing tools that I know of that we've played with. The ones that have to do with Amazon, I can't remember what we used. I know we used Listing Mirror and we used what was the other tool? There was another tool that we used. Oh, and I had an account with them for like a year and a half. Anyway, I can't remember what the name of it is.
Okay.
But so if you're doing anything with Amazon, Amazon is the only, like, you can't use List Perfectly to cross list onto Amazon. It doesn't have an integration. You can't use
Okay.
Vendoo. You can't use those are cross listing tools. So and you can also use List Perfectly to create listings, because you can create the listings inside of List Perfectly's catalog, and then
Mhm.
from the catalog push them out to the platforms. So again, you could use List Perfectly as a listing tool, putting it into the library and then pushing it out to all your platforms. That includes your mobile apps like Mercari and Poshmark as well.
Okay.
And I do have a List Perfectly account, and we do that. I just stopped listing on Poshmark because it was just, you have to sit on top of Poshmark sometimes, and I'm just like, I don't have time to sit on top of any platform. I need somebody to tell me that I got a sale, and then then we go pull it out of the tub. We go to our inventory sheet. It says it's in tub 15. Go pull tub 15, pull the item out, put the tub back. That's how I want to live my life. I don't want to have to stay on Poshmark and do parties, and I'm not into, I don't have that energy.
Okay.
So that's the reason why I left Poshmark. I was like, I can't do this.
I've used it one time and haven't used it since, but I really
it's a
didn't.
great platform. It really is. It's definitely a social platform, and it's a great platform. But if you have the time to invest in it, I didn't have the
Okay.
time. I was like, too much.
Yeah, I really use eBay and Etsy the most. But then I was thinking I wanted to start doing some print on demand stuff too. So
Well, here's the deal. You can do print on demand as part of this challenge. You
Okay.
can.
I'll push that
You
back.
don't have to, limit yourself. You can do print on demand if that's what you want to do. And you can start off basic. Let me just say this. I feel like this is the best time to play with print on demand because you're already committing to creating a listing anyway. So you're committing to creating some listing, whether it is a listing from retail arbitrage, whether it is a listing from your death piles, or whether it is a listing of a print on demand product that you created. Even if the word on the shirt or the bag says blank and it's in regular, I don't know, Times Roman text with a period on the end, that's fine. It is a simple design. What's the worst that can happen? It gives you the opportunity to be consistent about creating a design and getting used to the listing tool, the product creation tool or the design tool, and you get to start listing on Etsy, and you're consistent about it. So do it.
Okay.
Do it. Don't be in your head about it. I
get in my head, as you can tell, I get in my head because I started getting in my head about my number. And then I was like, no, with everything you got going on, and you got work, you're gonna have workers coming in and out the house with the 3 different ceilings and the radiators. I didn't even tell you about the radiators. I gotta get new radiators too, because I got old school house, old school heat. So it's like I got a whole bunch of housework going on. So I was like, no,
don't be in your head about it. Just start. This is the biggest thing about me being a coach for the years that I've been a coach. I can train people and I can show them how to do stuff and I can give them all the tips and I can watch them create the listing. But the people, like, I gotta go learn how to do this. I gotta pay attention. I gotta do the training. Let me go watch the video one more time. No, I need you to stop and I need you to do it. You can watch videos on how to ride a bicycle, or you can just get on a bicycle and go. Okay, I just need you to get on the bicycle, and if you're gonna fall, it's okay.
I love your analogies. I love your analogies. I would love it. I was like, yeah, because I just got on the bicycle. I didn't watch anything.
Yeah.
Dad put me on the bicycle. He told me to start practicing pedaling. I was pedaling. He said, I'm holding on. Then I looked up. He wasn't even holding on. I was riding the bike like the first time out.
Yep.
He said, I'm holding on to you. And then I realized that his voice was getting further and further away. And then I turned around, realized he wasn't behind me, and then I fell. He was like,
I just don't want you to overthink it. Just get on the bike and go. We can do the simulator all day long, but sometimes it just requires you to rip the Band-Aid off and get in the pool. It just requires you to do it. And so
because I used to be able to list real quick on eBay, but then I stopped doing listings on eBay. I mean, I did them, but not like consistently. So I think
used to be
speed has gone down.
I used to be a speed lister on eBay. I used to list around. I could create a listing from beginning to end, including the images, in 6 minutes. 6-minute listing. I was really fast. My team was like, how are you doing that so fast? And so it was just a matter of repetition. Sometimes I could get it down to 5, but my average was 6. And so, you know, when you don't do it, you lose that muscle, and it's okay. I know I'm gonna be a little wobbly, a little rusty getting back on my bike. And it's probably going to take me, instead of 6 minutes or 5 minutes, it's probably going to be a 12-minute listing or a 15-minute listing, but that's okay. I'm going to get it back down through
Okay.
repetition. Because the
Okay.
muscle, it comes back to you. It's just
Okay.
like riding a bike. It comes back to you once you do it for a little bit. It's like, oh yeah, I remember how to ride a bike now.
Right.
So that's
Okay.
what I'm about to do. I'm about to ride a bike with y'all. We're all going
Thank you.
We're
Thank
all
you
going
so
bike
much.
riding, old school. We're not getting that where the motor's already on the bike and you're not really pedaling. Okay, we're not doing that.
She said we're going on the old school pedal bike.
We're gonna all pedal together.
Okay.
We're
Okay.
not cheating. It's like, yeah, my son asked me to buy him one of those bikes. I'm like, yeah, that's not a bicycle. That's like a moped that looks like a bicycle. It's not a real bicycle. Okay.
I needed all this right now. Thank you so much.
You're
I
welcome.
want to say something about the POD.
Okay.
I did one design in multiple colors, and it changes yearly. And I came up with it in 2017. I had the lady do the cover for me and upload it. And I've spent about $140, and I've made optimized it with keywords, never ran ads. I made $5,000 in the last few years off those designs.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah,
just,
I mean, I'm just saying, if you hit the right thing, you know,
well,
and
even
then,
if
and
you
then I
don't,
say to myself, okay, well, what if I'd run ads, and what if I'd optimized it, and what if I'd raised the, price when it got high, these kind of things. But, I mean, I think there's a lot of opportunity in print on demand. I really do. But I think it's pretty competitive.
nope, this is what I'm gonna say. You're in your head. So that's the first part. Second part is, what if your 80 listings or 82 listings every single week were all 100% print on demand? And what if all 80 listings were a variation of 7 or 8 core listings? So what if you made 8 core listings and you just did variations for the other 10 of the
Like
8
colors.
Yeah, the colors, designs, whatever, background, change the background, change the, one with polka dots, one with stripes. It doesn't really matter. What if you did that? Now you have volume. So
Right.
at the end of this challenge, instead of having whatever number of print on demand designs, you have 1,000 print on demand designs. Can I potentially make more money with 1,000 listings versus 1 listing? Again, we're overthinking this. Just start. We're going to get on the court and we're going to dribble the ball, no matter how bad we are at basketball, no matter how much we stumble over our feet. We have 2 left feet trying to run down the court and we can't dribble, and we're double dribbling and we're doing all of the stuff wrong. Eventually we will course correct with repetition over time, and we will become pro players in 90 days. Every day is a growth opportunity. That's what we're doing.
I love that.
Every
So
day.
I guess my question is, okay, if I'm gonna do some training, then how much time do I give myself to do that training to where I have to start those listings? Because I don't want to get stuck, like you said, watch the videos but don't do anything. So
Okay, you're not gonna, so we're just talking pure listing time. So if you want to do training, you can say that you're going to set aside, and we're not going to train all week and all day. If we're going to do some training, we're going to maybe do 30 minutes of training for 4 days, and that's it. And we're done training. Now we're just going to do. But in those 4 days, we're also doing. So whatever you learned on day 1 of your 30 minutes, you're going to immediately go do that in Canva, even if it takes you 2 hours to do it. Then in day 2, whatever you learned in that 30-minute video, you're going to immediately go do it right afterwards. And maybe it takes you an hour to do it. Then in day 3, whatever you learned in that 30 minutes, you're going to go immediately do it for 45 minutes in Canva. Okay. And then day 4, whatever you learned in that 30 minutes, you're going to immediately go do it for 30 minutes in Canva. Now you're cooking with grease. You're good. Because you start off an hour and a half and you're doing it for 30 minutes and then we're done learning. Because this is not about learning, does not make you the money. It is the action and the activity that makes you the money.
Right.
So you got to get out of your head. Because you look, Amy, you could stay on this phone and you're going to have 9,000 more what ifs. And what if, and you're going to
No,
have what
I'm
if.
just, I know where I get caught, and that's why I'm like asking now so that I can eliminate that.
Yep. Just the thing that you need to know is that, like, you get on the road and you drive, and which is one of the things that you enjoy doing, and or you like maybe it's the adventure, maybe it's just the solitude, I don't know, but it's a place for you that you enjoy. I just want you to just commit to listing for at least an hour and a half, and you got this. And whatever that hour to an hour and a half looks like of listing, whether it is 30 minutes of print on demand and an hour of stuff that you have around in your, your storage unit or your inventory, or whether it is an hour of print on demand and 30 minutes of whatever you've got, however you want to slice and dice it. It's just a matter of just starting. That's all I want you to do, is just start.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
I love
very
you.
welcome. I love you too. All right, guys, I got to go because I'm late for another training, but you guys got this. You got it.
Okay.
And I'm glad that you're here, Christina. I'm glad you made it. I saw your answer. So yes, I'm looking forward to your Etsy and your eBay and your Facebook Marketplace and your 20 to 25 listings a week. Okay. You're going to commit to 2 hours. That's good. I'm excited. All right. I'm cheering you on. I'm putting that on my prayer list. You guys got this.
Love you.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.